Welcome to the Run Home with Joel and Fletch. Tommy Starling, how are you, mate?
Good, guys. How are we going today?
Mate, is it fair to say your best start ever to a season?
Yeah, I think so, mate. Obviously a different role for me to start the season off. Obviously starting the game off at the number 9 position. So it's a different role. It's a bit more responsibility on me, but really happy with how I started the season off, and especially how the team started the season off. We've been really good. Obviously had the 2 losses there, but I thought in the loss against Manly we were really, really strong. But we dropped the ball a little bit in North Queensland, but that was after a big performance at Manly with a lot of defensive work. But I think the team's gelling well together, and we're building some combinations, and it showed again last night.
Tommy, you blokes look fit and strong. Did you have a different off-season or pre-season? Because I know Ricky can be quite the taskmaster. Did you do anything different this year compared to last?
No, we've got the same strength and conditioner that we brought on a couple of years ago, Joshy Strayhorn, who come over from the Brumbies and really brought a speed aspect into our training, like a lot of repeat speeds. And I think that sort of training takes a couple of years to sort of get used to and get your body firing up to it. So, this is sort of our second year of doing that training, and I think that it's showing off. And as you sort of said, the boys are fired up and in some really good condition. Like look at Joey Taps and Papa and Big Red. The minutes they're pumping out, especially Big Pups. Being over 300 gamer in the middle and see him still be able to do it what he's doing. It's a credit to him, but also our physical staff that have got him to where he needs to be for this season.
Chatting with Tom Starling, champion down there at the Canberra Raiders. Now, Tommy, you spoke about the speed aspect that you focus on, so therefore you would have done a lot of testing in the off-season. Who's whatever metric you did the most, whether it was 40, 60, 100 metres, whatever the case may be there, what's the trifecta usually?
Oh, mate, it's I think we've probably got the fastest team pound for pound in the comp. There's a couple of really good teams that would have some speedsters for sure, but, look at our back line with KO Weeks and Xavier Savage, and then Seb Chris out there. They're probably our top 3 at the minute, and then the young fella out in the wing as well, Sevilio. Once he gets moving, and then a couple of younger boys, Chevy Stewart, he's pretty quick too. So Ethan Strange, once he gets moving as well, the big frame as he gets moving, he can get up there too. So a lot of speed in our back line, and it's obviously a game-breaking key part to our game is that speed and that ability to break a game open, which you've seen last night with our speed, is a big part of how we play.
I love that. Quickest team in the competition. Sevilio Tamale, isn't he a player, Fletch?
Yeah, we like him.
We like him.
Hot Tamale.
Hot Tamale.
Hey, Starlo, now you can't answer this with a cliche. Now, you're off contract at the end of the year, correct?
Yes, correct.
Has there been any interest, as you know, and you cannot say I'm just concentrating on the Raiders this year, has there been any interest from a team north of the border?
Mate, I've just been concentrating on my footy at the minute, but no, mate, you'll have to. I'll forward you I'll forward my manager's number on to you, and you can talk to him because I'll let him deal with all that sort of stuff. I just said, mate, if there's anything worth talking to me about, give me a call. But with that cliche, Fletch, I'm honestly just I'm not trying to get caught up in all that sort of stuff, mate. It can throw you off your game, and if I'm not playing good footy, there'll be nothing coming in, and I'll be looking on Job Seeker for a job next year. So, I know it's a cliche, but honestly, I'm just happy to be out there playing footy, and I've always wanted to be a rugby league player, an NRL player as a kid, and I get to live that day in, day out. So, just go in with a smile on my face and let it all work out, mate. It's can't get too caught up on that stuff. It'll consume you, and it'll sort of take over everything. So, I'll just try go into training with a smile on my face, and what will happen will happen.
Tommy, that's your longest answer so far where you gave us duck egg. Brian, where do you think he's going? Or is he going?
Well, I don't know how they could let him go.
No.
And I'm just saying that because we're talking to him now. But I could see 4 or 5 clubs who would definitely need it. Would you consider going up north? Is that something? Or if you do, obviously you'd like to stay in Canberra, I'd imagine. But are you happy to travel if you have to go to another club?
Oh, mate, I think it's just whatever is the best opportunity for me.
Yeah.
To play footy and keep playing good footy. So, I'm going to have to make a decision in the near future, and I'll have to weigh up some options, whatever they are. But yeah, look at that. I don't go back to the cliche, but
yeah, no, that's fine. You don't have to answer that. Yeah. But can you just give us a bit of an insight, and the listeners a bit of an insight? You said it was a different role starting, so a lot of people would think, well, you come off the bench, you're a hooker, it's the same sort of thing. Can you give us a little bit of an idea on your mentality starting compared to coming off the bench?
Yeah, it's pretty different. Obviously, without stating the obvious, you obviously can't get too amped up before a game when you're coming off the bench because you don't really know when you're going on. Especially in sort of my role that I was doing, Stick sort of just used me when he thought the team needed a bit of a spark up and bring that energy where he needed me to. So, but when you're starting, you got to obviously from the get go, you got to be ready to go. And so I used to try and be real relaxed going to a game and not try and work up my energy sitting on the bench, but it's obviously changed when you start. You got to get ready to go from the whistle, and sometimes you got to conserve your energy a little bit when you're starting because you're playing a little bit more minutes. But when you're coming off the bench, you can go out there and go bullet a gate, knowing sort of what your role is there. So a little bit more responsibility to get our attack around the park and set our game plan up early on in the stage and let our big boys roll early and then go from there and see my opportunities to run and take off from there. So a lot more work defensively, but yeah, it's a role I'm enjoying at the moment. And, as you sort of mentioned before, I think I'm playing my best footy there at the starting position.
Brian, from Tom Starling to Tom Starting, and he's been flying since he's been doing that, which means you're on the field after 22 minutes.
Yes.
I've got the try assist in front of me here, Tommy. I'm going to take Brian through it. So Tarpany's been taken down about 10 metres out, and there's a little cheeky glance to the short side by our man Tom Starling.
Yep.
We play on, and Hudson Young from nowhere points, and away he goes. Great try assist, great catch or put down by Hudson Young as well, who just had the game of all games. But, Tommy, was that a rehearsed play? I kind of think it was. And was there an indicator there as to why you kicked? There was a glance, and I got a feeling you saw somebody on that short side, and maybe Hudson Young saw him there also, which may have forced you into this kick. Or was it just off the cuff?
Look, it's a little bit of both. I know when I run that I've always got Hudson pushing on the ball. Like, he's an ultimate competitor. The tries he scores all through effort, him backing up there with the second one that he scored there with Seb. He runs through a lead line, reloaded, and Seb's offloaded to him. So Hutto's always competing. He's always in and around the ball. And there's been a few times where I've jumped out for a run and Hutto's come flying up my left-hand side, and I've run around him a couple of times and gave away penalty in the first couple of years. So every time I jump out, no, Hutto's just pushing up there. So just seeing him point the finger through, and I just instinctively just put it on the toe because I've seen some space. And I think that comes back to, we've been playing footy since we're about 15 together. So knowing each other pretty well, and knowing Hutto's always going to be on the ball and competing, and knowing out if I drift out that way, he'll be pushing on the things, so on the ball. So it's a bit of an instinctive play, but we've done it a few times at training where I've sort of bounced out there and he's pushing through. Not always a kick, but I've always know I've got Hutto pushing out there. So definitely built up a really good combination with Hutto over the years.
I reckon he had a little cheeky glance at Will Kennedy on the short side, Brian, and that's exactly how Pap scored against Penrith. A lot of these days they're putting fullbacks on the short side, and that kick is a big, big play. Yeah.
Tommy, what do you like to do down in Canberra to relax?
Mate, there's a good little golf crew here that we get out there and have a hit. So there's a bit of golf. Hudson likes going to the gym every day, so I go with him every once in a while, but he's relentless there. He's there every day getting the bicep curls and trying to look his best. So we'll go there, but it's a really good little spot for cafes and stuff down here. So we just go. It's obviously not a big city and stuff, so all the boys are always hanging out together, and it's like we'll just go down to the coffee shop and sit there for hours just talking on our days off and talking about the world's problems and solving them. So good bunch of lads down here that I like hanging out with. Play a bit of golf, and in season it's obviously about getting your body right and all that sort of stuff. So just relaxing it, and I've got 2 dogs here that keep me pretty busy too, taking them for walks and stuff. So it's pretty chilled lifestyle down here, and nice. It's starting to cool down now, so it's not too hot, which is nice.
Tommy Starling, the listeners at the Run Home with Joel and Fletch are loving Tommy starting, and we can't wait to get you back on, mate. You're welcome anytime. Enjoy your longer weekend, mate, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Appreciate the time, guys. Talk to you soon.